craft, design, and launch NFTs effortlessly across multiple blockchains. From generating high-quality visuals to enhancing audio, scripting, and minting digital assets, Call AI's advanced tools empower creators of all kinds, developers, designers, artists, and innovators alike. Now available on mobile, Call AI brings everything you need into one seamless platform, giving you the power to create anytime, anywhere.
Click the link at the top line of the... What's up, man? This episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is brought to you by Big Homie Cooks out there in South Carolina. He has a variety of all different types of food, so go check him out if you're listening from Charlotte and the surrounding area. Big Homie Cooks. The website is bighomicooks.com. Go check him out and leave a review, man. Let him know that old God from Hip Hop Uncensored and the Sandman sent you, man.
Indeed, man. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Big Homie, man. Let's do our thing, bro.
Yeah, let's jump into it, man. So, Andrew Schulz, man, we got to talk about that because that seems like it's the hot thing going on right now. And I think it's something good for us to talk about.
For sure.
He was going in. Now, Kendrick made a remark, I guess, on one of his songs saying that white comedians shouldn't mention black women. Mm-hmm. Schulz went all the way in, talking about he would bang, Kendrick. But we're going to play the audio. And then you guys, and then we'll give you our opinion, then we can get it in, man. Let's roll.
They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
Why are you pulling this picture up, Mark? Why are you doing this?
Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit.
Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable.
Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. Like, the only reason he got security is to stop people from having sex with him whenever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people who could fuck me against my will. I was in an elevator once with this drag queen, and this motherfucker was like 6'5".
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the elevator, and we're going down. I'm like, yo, if he wanted to take it, I gotta cause a ruckus or something like that. Like, I gotta have my pants. I gotta do something. Yeah. I know with Kendrick that he's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it, I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle. I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle and make love to him if I wanted to, and there's nothing he could do about it. I might not be hard. Dick might just slap soft against his butt. I could be romantic with him, and there's nothing he could do about it, to the point, like, I think I'm so charming, he would just fall into it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think he would just be so charmed. He would be like, damn, like, whap, 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 whap. Let me suck it up. You want to talk about another album called Damn. Sit down. Reincarnated. Ask I penetrated. Listen, but in all seriousness, we love Kendrick Lamar, our woke king. And I think we're going to do our best to abide by his. I don't know what his rules are about, like, me having sex with him if we're in a room together.
I don't think you'd want that.
We don't know.
Let's see the exact line, okay?
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he is saying, I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about, Kendrick.
Yeah, we're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
Oh, that makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact.
But Al, Al, you're getting
Okay, so obviously, and he also talked about Kendrick's team and a bunch of gang members. Obviously, could beat him up, could kill him, could stab him, do all these violent things that stereotypical black people do. But he would F Kendrick in jail because Kendrick's a little guy. He could definitely F Kendrick, and then they went on another 4-minute diatribe about joking about having sex with Kendrick in jail. Oh, Cobra, it's my first time actually listening to it all the way in full. I'm kind of glad that I waited until I got here to listen to it.
Yeah, nah.
What's your thoughts, though, man?
First, that's Charlamagne's boy. The first thing I'm gonna say, that's your homie. You got a podcast, but we always kind of knew this dude was like this, you know. But the whole thing about here's where I'm going with this. It's giving me slavery vibes, and to the point where you talking about taking someone's a-hole, because you know the YouTube thing, censorship. So I'm trying to contain.
Yeah.
What we really need to do is get a raw version for Patreon.
Yep.
And then edit it out. That's what we're gonna start doing, and just go in
Light
and let
y'all
y'all,
up.
and let y'all, put it behind a paywall. But nevertheless, till we get to that, remember in slavery, like the ultimate thing, and even like in times where there were kings and things like that, the thing that they would do to emasculate a man the most is him, is to take him, hold him down, and have his way with him. So even in slavery time, before slavery and in slavery time, that's one thing they would do, among other things. Cutting his phallus off, making guys fight to the death. Guys can go look up and research some of the things they did. So for him to actually begin to say these type of things and try to put it in a joking manner, I didn't see it as a joke. I felt like he was saying what was in him, and he was doing it in a way where he wanted to strip Kendrick down as much as he can. And then they started talking about him doing songs with people like, how dare you tell me, a white man in America, what to do, UN. That's the way he was saying it without saying the word. How dare you tell me what to do? You doing songs with abusers. You hanging out with gangsters. You're doing this, you're doing that. Sit in your place. As a matter of fact, I'll butt you. I will you. I'll put you on my lap and burp you, man. Like, if this ain't slavery vibes, racism 101, emasculate the black man 202, I mean, what more is it? Did this go and see it? What comes out of people's mouths, man, you gotta really, it's what's in them. It's what's in them. When it comes out, it was always in him. He might even like Charlamagne for real. Who knows? Or he just feels like, he maybe, I don't know. But Charlamagne needs to check him. Will he? Probably not. And I hear people, even Rosenberg, I heard him come out and people even saying stuff about this. But again, this is when you talk about forming Voltron and exercising power. What are we going to do but talk about it?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to talk about it and get views. But what's going to be the repercussion? Are black people going to stop going to his shows if they win anyway?
Right.
Are somebody going to try to accost this dude? Or I don't know. I'm not saying I want the dude to get beat up. But there should be some type of backlash that he should receive for speaking like this. But I'll let you go in, man. Go ahead, man.
So it was 4 people in that room when
Break
he
it
was
down.
joking around.
Break it down.
And it's funny because you remember that, like, 4 guys in a bar. It was a black dude in there. It was a Middle Eastern dude. The Middle Eastern dude was the one that was sack chasing his nuts.
And what's crazy about that, I don't want you to lose your thought. The Middle Eastern people, wasn't y'all colonized by the Britain? But go ahead.
Oh, but you see how he was. He was hot. He's the one that brought up Chris Brown and R. Kelly and all that stuff. He was really sack chasing on Homeboy. So you got a black dude, a Middle Eastern dude, and 2 Jewish dudes in a bar talking about how black people used to talk about black women. Ain't that some funny shit?
Yeah.
So you got a Kendrick line. It was one line in a 12-song album. He had one line that he referenced when you were on that podcast with Charlamagne, talking about how black women, generalizing all of them as annoying, as problematic, as giving these terrible stereotypes in regards to black women. Are all black women like that? Hell no.
Hell no.
We have bad apples in every culture. Every culture has bad apples that we don't like to talk about. But the only thing that pisses me off is that our bad apples get pushed to the forefront and now they're stereotyped as if we're all that.
Yes, sir.
This is why we get on here and go in so much about Sexy Red.
Good
This
point.
is why we go in about Meg Thee Stallion and about Glorilla, because this is what they're projecting on people. And you got cocky-ass white boys that may have grew up around a couple black people, got black lingo now in MMA class, think he could fight a little bit, and now has the right to come out here and run his mouth like a motherfucker towards black women and put them all in a box as if they're annoying, sexually transmitted hoes. F you, dog. F you, dog. And you know what the funny thing is? I used to watch him. It was a show called God Code back in the day, like 2011, 2012. I used to watch him when I lived in California. And he was on that joint. Right, him, Charlamagne, Lil Duval's, a couple of them. He was funny. He was a comedian.
Right.
But the thing that pisses me off now is like, don't hide under your comedic umbrella to say some nasty, disgusting things that are really up in you.
Yeah.
Don't hide, oh, this is just comedy. Oh, this is just this fool. You out here throwing out negative stereotypes for things that have for no reason. Don't box all black women, don't box all anybody women into one box and stereotype them as being something wrong. So when Kendrick got on his verse and Kendrick got on that line and he said what he said, that's what he felt. You talking about a dude that won a Pulitzer fucking prize, bro. A Pulitzer Prize award winner for his hip hop lyrics, for his hip hop album. This ain't a dude out here talking about gang banging and killing the street. Don't put him in that box. This ain't a dude talking about F this hoe, F that. Don't put him in that box. So when he said what he said, it must have hurt you because you felt like doing a 4-hour fucking podcast about one line and he never even mentioned your name. But it just brings light to a situation where you got some of these cocky white boys, and white boys in particular, that got some muscle, and maybe some people put it to Trump, maybe not, whatever the case you want to argue that's on you. But they feel like they are safe to say whatever the fuck they want without any type of repercussion. And the sad thing is, the brother was sitting there, and he looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, you seen that.
He looked uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But still had to
He couldn't say that. That was his boss.
Had to crack a smile and, you know what I mean? He ain't say one word. He just kind of cracked a smile. That's crazy. Cracked a smile.
Right.
Because he knew.
Right.
Go ahead and go against that right there. And them lights will get off you. Get your black ass off of here. We got another black dude in here that will sit right in your place and take your spot. You better mind your manners and shut your mouth, bro. And man, oh man.
Did Charlamagne say anything yet?
He was on the show with Charlamagne when he disrespected black women the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we can't expect him to.
What are you going to say?
Right.
I mean, he might have came out and said, "Oh, no, Andrew, you can't say that. That's wrong. That's wrong."
Yeah, some coward shit.
But what are you going to do to check him?
Right.
As you go on your platform and during voting season, it's protect black women, it's this, it's that, it's all this shit. But then you have a chance in the heat of the moment to go, bro, no, you better chill on that. Chill. Don't put all them in that box. My wife ain't like that.
Right.
But you ain't do it. You giggled it off, you laughed it off, and now we've created more of a monster situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you crushed it, knocked it out the park 100%. Not really much to add to it, but the part that I love, what you talked about, that's why we come on here and bang so hard about what's being represented, and what's being pushed about us. So now that these images are being pushed, people think this is who we are.
Yep.
And they feel like they can act a certain way and treat us a certain way because y'all like that anyway. Y'all ratchet, y'all hoes, y'all thugs, y'all gangsters, y'all woman beaters, y'all all of that anyway. So we can do whatever and say whatever we want anyway, right? And what about what do you think about the whole Chris Brown thing? That was a little shot at Chris Brown. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that Middle Eastern dude need to get you know what? I would respect him more if he sat in Chris Brown's face and said that.
Oh, you know he wouldn't. Come on.
Of course he wouldn't. And that's
Right.
some punk pussy shit, and that's what pisses me off. It would crack me. I would respect him more if you looked in R. Kelly's face and said it. R. Kelly is sitting in jail right now. He is convicted, but we still have no DNA evidence. We still have
That's a
no
fact.
proof of the things that he was accused of, which is why some black people look at it and go, "Damn, maybe that dude was railroaded." Maybe he wasn't, and if he wasn't, he deserves to sit there. But based off the evidence, based off of what he was convicted for, the punishment does not match the crime right now when it comes to R. Kelly. As far as Chris Brown, we seen him make one mistake when he was in his early 20s, early teens. It was disgusting, and he has not lived it down since. So now all of a sudden, you want to get some beer muscles because you got the lights and cameras on, and we know how this shit is. You start getting excited, you start running your mouth, you say some shit. Oh, now I got to stand on that.
Right.
Yeah, I just hope that homeboy has an opportunity to have to stand on those words because it's very safe and it's very easy to say it in the confines of a nice warm studio with security out front, knowing that no one can touch you.
Burp Kendrick in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, tell him that to his face.
Period.
And forget about the security and all that, or people he got with him, his friends. Say it to his face, and I respect you.
Bro, how many black people, how many gangbangers, or whatever he described, has ever walked out and physically killed a white person?
Exactly. It just don't happen like that. We killing each other, but
We tear each other the fuck up.
right.
But how many times have we just walked into a suburban neighborhood because of something somebody said about us on TV and went and just murked them?
Right.
Find
Yeah.
me one. Don't happen.
Yeah.
don't happen.
Yo, we gotta do this next time. We're gonna do a Patreon version.
Gloves off, then. Boy.
Yeah. Y'all want to hear what we gotta say, man? Trust me.
Gloves
we just
off.
can't do it on YouTube. We're getting close.
Gloves off.
Yeah, it's off, man. Cause I would say some shit right now, boy.
Y'all
But
like
anyway,